when I look at these agaves, they look very dry. Where on earth do they get all the liquid from?
Actually, they come from the region of central Mexico, which is a little bit not quite as dry as other parts of Mexico. So they're in the Pacific Highlands and the lowlands. There is plenty of rainfall there, so they do extract them from the Pacific air.
Okay, and where is the liquid in the plant? Do they crush them or what?
The liquid in the plant is actually going to be located inside the piña, which is the core of the plant.
Okay, and how do they get it out?
A trained tequila specialist harvester, which is referred to as a humidor, actually comes out, and if you look, we do have a picture right here actually. It's a humidor.
Let's take a look here.
And basically they take a koa, which is a long machete-like tool, and they chop off the leaves of the agave, and once all the leaves are chopped off, then you have the piña, which is going to be the core of the plant. They call it a piña because it's shaped like a pineapple, or it's also referred to as the cabeza, which is head, or the heart, the corazón.
Okay, so they've got the piña. How do they get liquid out?
Well, the piñas are then taken into traditional wood ovens, and they're usually roasted for about 12 hours. And through the roasting process, the core of the plant crumbles, and the liquid is there left.
I see. Okay, in front of us now, we've got 4 tequilas. Perhaps you could tell us what each one's called and what the difference is.
Certainly. Well, first and foremost, like I mentioned, the tequila comes from the juice of the Weber Blue Agave plant. The best tequilas in the world are 100% Blue Agave. Now, technically, for it to be referred to as a tequila, it has to be at least 51% from agave. Tequilas that are less than 100% are referred to as mixto, which means mixed. So, whenever you're shopping for tequila at the liquor store or at a restaurant, you always want to look for the ones that are 100% blue agave, and it'll say so on the bottle. It'll say 100% blue agave or 100% de agave. So the first one we have here is Blanco tequila. Blanco is white. There's a clear tequila, and it is an unaged tequila. So these are going to be your freshest tequilas, the ones that are perfect for mixing with margaritas.
And it is definitely got a brown tinge to it, whereas the Blanco, of course, is white.
Yes, and that brown tinge is going to come from the barrel aging. And the flavor of a tequila will vary based on what kind of barrel it's aged in, how mature the plant is, if the piñas are roasted in a traditional wood oven or in a steel oven, what area of the tequila region the plant comes from. So if it's from the highlands, you usually have a bit more of an earthier, fruitier flavor. If it's from the lowlands, it'll be a little bit more mellow.
Okay, so there are regional differences, area differences.
Certainly. Okay. And another thing is, a lot of these tequilas are often aged in whiskey or bourbon barrels. So if the barrels were charred on the inside, the tequila will have a bit of a darker color to it.
Great. And let's go to the third one here. This is it in a snifter, and I notice this is, so I put this alongside the reposado, this is even more brown still.
Certainly. The third category is añejo. Añejo is Spanish for aged, and añejo tequilas are going to be tequilas that are aged in oak barrels for 1 year or longer. So since they do spend that time, the extra time in the oak barrel, they're going to take on a little bit of the color from the oak, which gives them that more of that amber, deep straw color. Añejos are going to be your sipping tequilas. So they're best enjoyed neat or on the rocks or in a snifter, such as the way it's served here. And añejos pair very, very well with a nice cigar or some food, but these are going to be your sipping tequilas.
Okay. And I know that, say, aged Scotch or other whiskies are often aged 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, sometimes longer. Is the same done with tequilas?
That's actually a great question. The answer to that is, what makes tequila unique is going to be that agave flavor. So the longer tequila is aged in a barrel, it's going to start losing that flavor little by little. After about 5 years tops, perhaps 6 years for some tequilas, you're going to completely lose that agave flavor, which is why you don't see tequilas that are aged for 18 years, 21 years, like some certain scotches. Because after 6 years, when you lose that flavor, you may as well not even be drinking tequila anymore.
Great. Okay, and then finally, a tequila that looks completely different from the others. This one has a very distinctive red tinge. Is that blood or what?
That tequila is actually an infusion, which is one of the most fun things we do here at Cibolo Moon Restaurant. So our infusions are basically just Blanco tequilas, and we add fresh ingredients such as fruit, spices, peppers, and we seal them in mason jars, add a little bit of agave nectar to sweeten it, and we just let them sit for usually 5 to 7 days, and the tequila takes on the flavors of whatever it's infusing with. So the one we have here is strawberry jalapeno.
Strawberries and jalapeno.
This jar I actually just made a couple hours ago. So you can see the strawberries are still bright red. You still have the bright green jalapeno.
Yeah.
You know. What happens is after a couple days, the tequila will start breaking down the sugars, and so the strawberry starts to turn bleach white. You know. So after 5 days, we remove all the ingredients, remove the strawberries, remove the jalapenos, or whatever you're infusing, and then we just transfer the liquid tequila infusion into a different jar. You know, we like to. I enjoy it as a shot over ice. It makes a fantastic margarita. Actually, that has a sweet, spicy feel to it.
Yeah.
There's a lot you can do. To me, infusions are creativity at its best. The most important thing to remember with infusions is you always want to use the first category of tequila, which is the silver or blanco tequilas, because those don't have any of the oak flavoring at all, so they're going to take on the most flavor from whatever you're infusing them with.
Fantastic. Will, thanks very much for your help.
My pleasure.